Okay, before this video starts, I just want to say, please ignore my hair. I'm trying this thing where I'm trying to grow out my fringe, and so it's kind of like at this stage where I've got these really short bits, so just please. Secondly, hi, welcome to my channel, or welcome back most likely. Today I thought it would be fun to just do a nice big sit down video, so it's going to be similar to an introduction. It's going to be I suck. So much has happened in the past week that I feel like I need to just sit down, update everyone, say hello if anyone's new, hi. I've got a nice coffee, but yeah, obviously at the moment we live in the craziest world ever. I'm very aware that I'm still very lucky to be safe and to be healthy and to be happy where I am, but I just wanted to do a little bit of update on sort of what's happened in terms of my degree and my course and things like that. So, as most of you know, that I am a student dietitian. I'm in 4th year, final year, and for the past 8 weeks I have been on my final clinical placement. So the placement is supposed to be 12 weeks long, and because of coronavirus, my placement was ended on Tuesday, but luckily I passed it. If I go into dietetic employment, then I will have to be like, hi, I haven't done 4 weeks of my placement. It was very sudden because obviously everything's happening at the moment is moving at such an alarming rate that I didn't know that I was finishing on Tuesday until Tuesday. So originally I was meant to finish the end of April. Obviously as well, because I'm currently on lockdown, I wanted to be locked down at home, so I'm home. I wanted to be here rather than in my flat at Leicester because I'm very fortunate enough to have a big garden and to live in a little village where there's not many people around, so when I do my daily exercise I'm not going to see anyone. But anyway, yeah, so my placement has been cut short. My exams are going to be online as well, so they're not till the end of May, but we haven't really found out too much information on those just yet. They're going to be online, so I'm officially back home. Where does that leave me? I have no idea. So I put out on my story a few days ago questions to ask me for this video. Obviously because I'm home and people know I'm home, everyone's asking me, well, what's next? To be completely honest, I am not entirely sure what I'm going to do now. So because placement and university effectively has finished a few months in advance, I haven't had the time to really process everything that's going on and process the fact that sort of university's finished. So in terms of like, what the heck am I doing with my life? Immediately, I am gonna have a break. Obviously, I still have exams in May, so I'm going to revise for those or whatever they end up being, because as I say, we don't know what it is yet because it's all going online. I'm not going to be rushing into getting any kind of clinical job. I really did enjoy placement in the end. I loved working in a hospital. However, I don't know whether or not I see myself doing that as a full-time career. I don't know. For the time being, I'm gonna spend some more time focusing on this because this is something I really do enjoy, and now that I've got more time, then I figure I may as well try and make as much content. I hate what I sound like right now. Whether or not I actually use my degree to become a dietitian, I don't know, but we will see. I do have a while to figure it out. Like, there isn't a rush. I feel like when you finish university there is such a like pressure to get a job or go away or, you know, figure out what you're doing with your life, and that's been like pushed forward for me, so there's even more pressure right now to just be like, what are you doing, what are you doing? But in reality I don't know, and I'm just gonna sort of see how everything goes for the time being. I don't really have any plans to look for a job anytime soon. I mean, originally I was looking for like charity kind of based roles in like social media or marketing, things like that, which is so rogue and very different to obviously being a dietitian. But because of the current climate that we live in, I'm not gonna try and look for jobs anytime soon. I'm just gonna sort of continue trying to make videos. I don't know why I said it like that. And on that point, obviously coronavirus is such a big concern and worry for everyone because it is very alarming and it is very scary. But in terms of my content and things like that, after this video, if it's okay with everyone that's watching it, I am going to not really talk about it or focus on it within my channel. And that's not necessarily because I'm making light heart of the situation or I'm trying to ignore it, because I'm very aware of it and I'm not trying to do that. However, I do think that having a space where you don't talk about it is beneficial, and I don't want people to come to my channel and come to my videos and still have to be constantly surrounded by it, because I think if you surround yourself and immerse yourself within so much like coronavirus stuff, then it can be very damaging. So if it's okay with everyone else, I am going to try and get on with producing content that makes everyone happy and uplifting and kind of can be a little space to like take away from the absolute crazy world that we live in at the moment. So that's my plan. That's sort of where I'm at. I am going to answer some questions. How do I deal with anxiety at these critical times? Now, my anxiety, particularly whilst I was on placement, was extremely high. It is a very anxiety-provoking time. My best way to sort of cope with it, I guess, is to filter what you're listening to and filter the amount that you're listening to. As I've said, I want this channel to be somewhere that you can kind of like escape it a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm watching the news when I need to. So, oh, I'm so sorry if you can hear like building work going on. My stepdad is putting on our dishwasher. Okay, what I've been doing and trying to do is just watching Boris Johnson. So I'm from UK, so Boris Johnson every day will come up and do a little bit of an update. That's what I'll watch. I won't submerge myself in watching the news before, after, throughout the day, because I just think it can become so overwhelming and so anxiety provoking if you are constantly surrounded by it. It's not being ignorant and it's not ignoring the problem, it's taking care of your mental health, and you're still aware of the situation, but you don't need to be constantly stimulated by it all the time. In terms of dealing with anxiety around this, I guess it's just how you deal with your anxiety anyway, whether that's having like a self-care moment, watching a film. Oh my god, Disney Plus has come out. Hello, we need to talk about that, because Disney Plus is so good. It's so, honestly, that to me is a proper like anxiety reducing moment, to sit and watch Disney Plus with a cup of tea and some biscuits in bed and just completely zone out watching Mulan. How do you feel about your exams being online, especially because it's your final year? Yeah, so it's sad because I don't get that like moment when I finished. I don't get that like feeling of being with all my friends when we finish our exams, because when we finish exams that will be the end of university, so I won't get any like nice feelings with my what? So I won't get any like camaraderie, is that the word? In terms of them actually being online, I don't really mind that much. If anything, they might be slightly easier. Yeah. How do you stay sane during quarantines? Now, as I have been going to work up until Tuesday, I haven't really experienced too much like. Now I'm on my second day, so day 2 of being at home. I don't know where it's first. And I've just been keeping myself busy, to be honest. I mean, because I've moved home, I've had a lot to do in terms of moving back home and like sorting my life out. But I went to the works and got like crochet things, I got embroidery things, I got paint. I'm actually very excited to like learn some more arts and crafts. I've got loads of clothes I want to customise, and I've got a sewing machine, so I think I'm gonna start doing that. Not that you asked. Yeah, pick up a new hobby, read a book, watch a film, or like learning something new. So Sophie, my friend, she's learning Spanish, and she will probably continue to do that over socialisation. And also I would say keep a routine. Now, I'm yet to do this, but everyone else that seems to be talking about it, having a routine seems to be essential. Now, actually, to be honest, both the days I've been on self-isolation, I've woken up at like 6:30, which is ridiculous because I don't normally wake up at 6:30, but it is what it is. So I've been waking up the past 2 days that I've done it. I've woken up at like 6:30, and by like 7:38, I'm on a dog walk or doing my hour of exercise, and then I can like get into the swing of things. Also, what has been really helpful, I mean, as I say, I've only done it for 2 days, 4 days if you include the weekend, getting getting dressed and like putting makeup on. Now obviously you don't have to put makeup on if you don't want to, but for sometimes for me it makes me feel just a little bit like ready and put together. So so how are you feeling about being home? I'm very happy to be home because, as I say, I'm very lucky in where I live, but I've only been here for 2 days, so it hasn't really fully settled in that this is where I'm now going to be living indefinitely until I move out and become an adult. So that's kind of terrifying, but we will see where I end up. How old am I? I am 22. I'm turning 23 on the 20th of June. Today's the date. Are you worried about the mental health effect this lockdown may have on you? Yes. It's very taxing on everyone's mental health to be in a confined space for a small amount of time and not have those social interactions that we're meant to have as humans. So yeah, I am a little bit concerned for that and the effects it will have. However, I don't want to dwell on them so much because I'd rather focus on taking each day as it comes and sort of just looking for the future, knowing that one day we will come out of this and one day it will eventually go back to normal. So I'm kind of holding on to that rather than kind of worrying about the impact that this will have on me. I'm just trying to look for the positives in a very negative time, I guess. What have you got planned to do during isolation and for your potential summer? Literally no plans. How do you deal with boredom? I've not actually got bored yet. What do you want to do with your degree? Clinical dietitian or a different path? Good question. I'm not going to become a clinical dietitian immediately. I may do one day, but at the moment I'm not going to. Do you think you'll do another meetup at some point after COVID? Yes. I'm not going to call it a meetup because I hate that word. Like just like a social gathering. Maybe go to a park and chill, have a picnic. I'm so weird, wow. If you could write the future, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Maybe I'd like to have my own business one day, doing something mental health related, I think. But whether or not that actually happens, who knows? Maybe still doing this as well. I mean, I think regardless of whether or not I pursue this as like a full-time job or just to continue as a hobby, I think I will still be doing it in 5 years, or would hope to think I'd still be doing it in 5 years. But you never know what spanners could be thrown in the works. Okay, I'll do 2 more questions. Firstly, are you going to post more now that placement is over? Yes, I'm hoping to. I'm going to continue doing I'm going to continue doing Sunday uploads because that's just like the day I upload, and I'm going to try and move it to twice a week. That's right. Once I figure out what to actually record whilst I'm in quarantine, but I mean, I've still got exams, so watch me not stick to that, but I promise I will try now that I've not got like a 9-to-5 job. Dealing with loneliness in quarantine. Download, what's it called? Download House Party. House Party honestly is incredible. I'm going to leave it linked so you can all download it. It's basically where you can go on, your friends will get notified that you're on there, so then they can join you and you can just see their faces pop up, and then all of a sudden you're FaceTiming your friends effectively, and you can get like big groups of you on it and play games and stuff, and then obviously just like chatting with people online and your family and friends or anyone who is available to talk to. Okay, we'll just talk about exercise in lockdown because that's been coming up a lot. I apologise if I've just moved because my camera ran out of battery, but I was in the middle of the last question, so I'm just gonna and just repeat the last question. So the last question was about exercise. So I'm not in any rush to necessarily like get a routine. I feel like a lot of people are kind of stressed about maintaining a workout routine whilst in quarantine, and I think you have to remember that this is not a normal situation. Like, you couldn't have planned for this, and I think I would definitely recommend doing some exercise during this time because I think it's one of the best things you can do for your mental health. However, at the same time, if you're stressing about having to work out, then it's clearly not good for your mental health. So if you need to take a break, then take a break. I've developed one of the best relationships I've ever had with exercise and food and things like that from doing this, and from challenging any kind of irrational thoughts in my head about needing to work out or needing to go to the gym or needing to go on a run. As I say, I'm not in any rush to get into like a routine. We don't know how long lockdown is going to last for, so I probably will start to do certain things like every day or every other day, like maybe go for a run every other day or just see how I feel. Yeah, I think there's a lot of craziness on social media, particularly about having some sort of like routine and blah blah, but like realistically this is a very very different time, and it's very unprecedented, and no one could have ever predicted it. So it's okay to not feel like you want to work out all the time and like you need to have a routine. I think everyone's really individual in terms of exercise through this whole experience, and I think it is going to be a challenging time for people that are experiencing any kind of irrational thoughts around exercise or any kind of disordered behaviors. This will be a challenging time. There's not much I can say that's gonna make that better because it is very unprecedented, and it's not like anyone's ever really experienced anything like this before in our generation. Making sure that you are doing your best to maintain a healthy relationship with your body and yourself through exercise is the best way forward, whether that's exercising more or exercising less. It's really up to you and you knowing what's beneficial to your mental health. With that being said, I hope that made sense, and I'm sorry I just moved again because the camera ran out of space that time. But I'm gonna wrap this video up here. But yeah, if you want what? Leave me any kind of videos you want me to film over the next few weeks, anything that's going to make you smile, lift you up, anything you want to see over the next coming weeks that I'm going to be able to film. Please comment below. Please comment anything you want me to film below, and I will see you in the next one. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Love you. Thanks for the support as always, and we will see where this next weird part of life takes us.